yesterday, the Oilers, they were busy, Liam.
Yeah, it was kind of incredible, to be honest.
It was something.
I think we all expected the Skinner one for them to at least be in the conversation. That was the rumor the whole day, and then the hits keep coming.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
I mean, Troy Stetcher coming back, it was very surprising. I mean,
especially because, listen, we kind of were like, why is this dude getting his surgery now? Like,
yeah,
on, buddy.
I mean, comes back to your deal. Good for him. Adds a bit more depth to that blue line. But for me, like, the Adam Henrique one was
shocking.
The cherry on top of what was an incredible day. Shocking is, I think, an understatement.
Yeah. So, like, again, kind of going through it, they sign Arvidsson, and it's like, boom, there we go. We talked about it yesterday. We love it. I give that move like an A grade. I think it's excellent. Flash those back up just because I want the reference of like the whole shebang of the day. So we love that one. And then they bring back Corey Perry. Also, Connor Brown was earlier yesterday, and we loved that. Gave that an A grade as well.
Probably that first move of the day.
Yeah, Brown, then Arvidsson, both got A's. And then at the end of yesterday's show, they signed Corey Perry. And I don't like that deal. I still don't like that deal. I was upset about it in the moment. I don't understand why they felt the need to give him $1.4 million. I don't know why Perry felt the need to even go for $1.4 million. But it is worth noting it's $1.15 million against the cap, which is the maximum amount you could bury in the minors. So they cover themselves a little bit. The rest of it is all performance bonuses. So there's that. Okay. And part of the reason I was so angry with the Corey Perry signing is because when you see that, you go, oh my God, did they just choose Corey Perry over Mattias Janmark? And that's what pissed me off, because one of them is a supremely useful player. Yeah. The other one was slow as a 38-year-old. What's he going to be in his 39-year-old season or whatever, right? But like even Final Buzzer said, Corey Perry's getting paid to be a mentor. Oh, in Bakersfield, I hope. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because a lot of people are like, no, you need that veteran leadership. No, you don't. This core has been to the Stanley Cup final, the Western Conference final. They've played in 10 playoff series in the last 3 years or something like that.
Something like that.
9? Yeah. They don't need veteran leadership anymore. So that's why I didn't like the Perry signing, because it felt like it was closing the door on Janmark.
Yeah.
Felt like they maybe would have some room to grab another piece, and they ultimately do, signing Jeff Skinner to a 1-year, $3 million deal. Great. I love that signing. Again, maybe a bit similar to the Perry conversation. We can stop and have a conversation here about Skinner, but Gregor talked about it. We're like, okay, Jeff Skinner, you've made $99 million. Are you chasing a bag? Are you trying to get another little nice chunk of change? Or are you going somewhere to win? And I felt like Skinner should have come in a little bit lower, but at the same time, the Oilers would not be the only good team bidding for his services. And I like Skinner at 1 year, $3 million. I think that is a good value bounce back contract.
Yeah, I actually thought that was low enough, to be honest. I understand, you want to try and get every penny you can from him, but you are getting a guy that had 82 points only 2 years ago. 50 this past year, 25 goals, something like that.
Yeah, right? Like no complaints. He's very good.
A legit player still. And the fact now, what was it yesterday? They got Arvidsson for $4 million.
Yeah.
And Skinner for $3 million. So you have $7 million.
And combined. Those guys might score you a combined 50 goals next year. They should
really
actually.
Could, yeah. Two guys that productive at 5 and 5, especially Arvidsson next to Draisaitl. Like, I don't know. I didn't really, as long as it wasn't more than 3.5, I was always going to be okay with what Skinner brought to the table.
Me too. So I love that. I thought the Skinner deal was great. But again, when we looked at the Perry deal, it was like, oh my God, this closes the door on Janmark. They end up getting Janmark done. They signed Skinner, and it's like, boom, there's our forward group. But they've closed the door on Adam Henrique. And then out of nowhere, they re-sign Adam Henrique.
Yeah.
And I love this deal. 2x3 is tremendous value. Arvidsson, Skinner, and Henrique for $10 million is like mind-blowingly good.
That's a first line on some teams. They're probably not great teams.
Well, maybe on the Ducks or the Sharks.
Well, Henrique had 27 goals last season. Arvidsson, whatever, he missed a lot of season. But like, just Henrique and Skinner last year had 50 goals combined, including playoffs. So it's a good second line.
They're all second line players.
Yeah.
On a lot of teams.
So, I mean, it's quite amazing what they were able to pull off yesterday. And there's a quote that came into my mind from what Jeff Jackson has said from when he came here. He's like, we want to be the best in every category.
Yeah.
And he really set the tone yesterday of what whoever this new GM is going to be. Like, this is a standard. Like, Jeff Jackson decided yesterday that the Oilers are all in. This is something we've begged for 5 years under Ken Holland. And granted, he said it a few times, like, we're all in. I traded my first round pick. More do you want from me? Like, Jeff Jackson found every single penny he could within this organization to get it done. And I know they're significantly over the cap right now, and I think we all have an idea of what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have to sign Holloway and Broberg, but this forward group is remarkable. Like, I quite frankly don't know how it's going to fully line up because there's guys who can play everywhere.
Yeah, I did email you, by the way, AB, my depth chart I put together. Also, breaking news from Frank: Radek Faxa is being traded to the St. Louis Blues. So shout out Radek Faxa.
Really?
Yeah.
Former 12th overall pick.
Yeah, you're correct. All right, back to just sort of the Jeff Jackson conversation. Like, I do think credit where it's due, and you said the line yesterday, it made me laugh, and I was with you. Like, is Ken Holland still in charge? And it was kind of like, God. But I don't feel like Ken Holland would have had the creative juices to make this happen.
Ken Holland would have stopped after Viktor Josh Brown.
He might have gotten him Skinner.
Yeah, I guess he has been able to get those guys who had needed that, right? So,
yeah.
But you're probably not getting Henrique back. Kane's probably playing a full season for you on one leg, no legs, whatever he's got left.
Yeah,
he didn't have it in him anymore. The creativity, and it just shows the staff that Jackson has been able to build, because he said, right, he's like, I don't want to be the GM, and I'm sure he led the way on this.
Yep.
But I also guarantee this was a group coming together and being like, we got to figure this out. You know, they've made a lot of roles over the last couple of years. What's that one gentleman, the analytics guy they hired?
Michael Parcati.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had his fingerprints all over it. Although Josh Brown wouldn't scream.
But maybe Parcati was in a bit of like, okay, you can have Brown, but
I'm getting Henrique back.
Yeah, you gotta get Henrique back. I mean, I'm sure hey, again, I do think there is, in terms of the analytics movement around the league, like, there are a lot of publicly available resources. Yeah. There are a lot of things behind the scenes that teams track that the public doesn't get to see. It's more than just your expected goals and whatnot, right?
Well,
so there's
Dave Tippett always said that. Well-known analytic darling.
Yeah.
Dave Tippett.
But I mean, there is a little bit of that too. Like,
for sure. Like, you can't just go off what natural stat trick tells you, you know?
We love natural stat trick. We use it on pretty much every show we do. We're always tracking that kind of stuff, but it is, again, it's surface level stuff. When you talk about a high danger chance, like, it weights a high danger chance by Connor McDavid the same as a high danger chance from Warren Foegele. Yeah. And I can tell you right now, one of those guys scores on more breakaways than the other, right? What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.